Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm way back here behind the drums, trying to navigate my way back here after turning on the camera. Okay, so looking at everything, making sure that I have my mic set up. I'm going to try to get my take real quick, and I've been waiting for it to stop raining. I came up here last night ready to record. Rained the whole night, so I just used the night as a practice to try to get myself better at the part. There's not much to the part, like there never really is when I play drums, but some of the time I try to have more fills and interesting things going on so that it doesn't just sound like the worst drummer ever. But this one just feels like it's so simple. The drumming is distracting every time I try to do like fills, or I couldn't even use the ride cymbal on this one. Like I wanted to have something else to go to, and I just watched this really good video on the Drumeo YouTube site, YouTube page, where they break down all these great drummers and drum performances over the years, and I saw the Ringo one and all of his 16th notes, all that kind of thing. I was like, man, I want to put something like that in there, because I just was inspired by seeing it. And all the couple of songs where he only hits the hats like one time, real subtle minimalist stuff that when you realize that it was an idea and like that was the pattern, it's really creative and fun, and a unique drummer. So I was wanting to do something cool like that, but the song really likes for the drums to sit in the pocket and just so I started realizing it really sounds best when you're just nailing this snare, hitting this crash ride right here, Zildjian crash ride, A cymbal. What do they call these? The A something. Really good cymbal. I picked this up in a pawn shop for $70 and it sounds awesome. And then just on this hi-hat, and then the only thing in the part that's not like a standard, just basic, generic drum part, is that I start on the snare. It's like a 1 and a 3 on the snare instead of the 2 and the 4 on that intro thing. It's like, instead of starting with the bass drum, I start with the snare. And just on that, once we settle into the basic verse of the tune, I don't do that anymore. So that's the only tricky part. The rest of the time, it's like just trying to nail the tempo is going to be the goal. Trying to get that tempo right, because this one's all about like the groove. I mean, every song is, but this song really needs the drums to just be locked down and focused. So that's the goal. Now, as far as the technicals go, I'm doing the same. I'm not making a particular technical video, because I'm doing the exact same thing I've done like 100 times on this channel. And there's several versions of me setting up microphones for drums. So I bet if you just type in drums in the search engine, or go to the Zoom R24, all the videos, it'll be in there if you want to figure out how to do this, from the beginning. But this is basically a combination of Recorder Man. All Recorder Man is a microphone here over the snare, and it's about 2 drumsticks high. That's mic number 1. And you know what? This one's a little must have dropped down. I probably moved the snare at some point, or maybe this got knocked down a little bit. Hold on, let me see if that changes it. I haven't really fine-tuned these microphone adjustments yet, so that'll be something to do on camera, just to give you. Okay, yeah, that straightened it out. It was just tilted down a little bit. I think I whacked this microphone twice yesterday while I was rocking. Yeah, I can see some dents on the screen. So I think I had this in the path of the cymbal. Okay, so this is perfect right here. This microphone is almost exactly 2 of these drumsticks above the middle of the snare. And if I just take this stick contraption without moving it, I'm just going to try to tilt it towards this microphone without losing my position on the snare. And I'm going to make sure that they're equidistant. It's about a ½ inch away. So I'm going to move it in just a little bit. That should do it. And you want to kind of turn it so it's facing the bass drum. So you want this to be kind of covering this part of the kit, and this to be covering sort of the right side of the kit. And I pan left right typically. I may not this time. I may keep everything down the center because I'm not really using this side of the kit that much. I don't use the toms, I'm not using the low tom, and I'm not using the ride cymbal. So that's less important, but typically I go 40-40 left-right just to give it a bigger stereo spread and sound wider. Okay, so let me just check this microphone again. We're good here. Almost good here. It's like if I just move it that way maybe. So I'm going to go here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now this one is close enough to this one. That's Recorder Man. Now, over the years, after trying a few times, I used to record on analog tape, a little half-inch machine, Tascam 38. I learned a few things about recording with that thing, and I decided that I needed a bigger bass drum presence than what Recorder Man offers. So I put the bass drum about a stick, the bass drum mic about a stick out. You can't see it, but it's right there. And then, so that's the bass drum mic. And then I put another microphone. This is a large diaphragm condenser mic, an AKG P220. And I put that about 3 inches away from the rim of the snare. And it's just kind of aimed directly in the path of the stick. It's like basically I'm hitting it right in front of the diaphragm of the mic with the stick. So that's 4 microphones. This one, the large diaphragm condenser goes to my Rane MS-1B with phantom power on. This has to have phantom power. The Zoom's phantom power is not good enough for it. So I run to that, and then to input 1 with the high Z off, the gain knob rolled all the way down, and I've got my channel stripped down pretty low because it'll distort. If I turn it up too much, the snare will be very distorted. Okay, that's a pretty good level. Now I'm going to check the level on this microphone. This is number 2. It's going into channel 2. I've got the gain on about 2 o'clock on that one, and I've got the channel strip up at unity gain, which is 100. And the way you want to check your volume levels to make sure your gain levels are correct, you go to Pan EQ. I'm in track 1. It says center, and I'm at, the fader's at 2. Okay, that's fine. That's way low. The next one I want to be at 100 because I'm using the zoom. I don't have the extra juice from phantom power. I don't have the extra juice from a outside mic pre. I'm going right into the zoom. So that one I've got it at 100 as far as the unity gain goes. This is the channel strip. And then I've got the gain pushed all the way up to like 2 o'clock. Alright, so track 3 is the same story. I'm checking, I had it on 96. I'm going to roll it up to 100 with the wheel. And to make sure that it's center, good. And then track 4, same story. Fader at 100. And the level, let's just check the levels real quick. All right, the snare is fine. And then the other snare is fine too. I like that this and this mic are giving me the same output level. Now let's check this mic. This one usually has to be turned up the most with gain. It's the furthest away from the action. Well, I guess these are the same distance from the action, but this one's aiming at the bass drum instead of aiming at the snare, so it doesn't get as much of a dynamic kick. And the bass drum I'm going to turn up just a little bit. That's at 2 o'clock, and the other one's at 2 o'clock. This one. This one. This one. 2 o'clock on the gain on this one and the bass drum. This one is about at 1 o'clock, and this one has no added gain. Also in this song, liberal use of cymbal. and liberal use of making the fills and the feeling come from just the bass drum and the snare. You'll see what I'm talking about. I don't hear any rain, so I think I can start. Alright, so I've got my 4 inputs armed. I'll get a quick shot of these mics and everything, and that might help you visually at home as I'm saying this. You know, you'll see the insert shots pop up for reference points. I'll quickly shoot the mic setup and the way this input looks here with the microphones, and then I'm going to just try to rip it and get a take real quick. I'm just hoping I can get a take. I have practiced this an extra night, and it's not, I mean, you'll see how this is probably the most simple part I've played in a minute. So it's not that it's hard or anything like that. It'll just be a matter of nailing it on camera and not having the rain come down. Alright, so let me just get up for a second and see if I can get this take done. And then on to guitars tomorrow. I'll probably do a video about cleaning up the drums, or at least play them back. And then it's just get right on recording guitars, so I'm just trying to keep the ball rolling and try to finish this record, you know, like soon, so that I can, you know, finish the record. All right. Okay, here we go. Try not to do a bunch of sniffing back here. Headphones are on. I have my guide track obviously inside the Zoom making noise so I can hear everything. I'm going to turn the metronome up just a bit. I noticed last night that it wasn't very loud. Keeps getting louder. It's all the way up to 85 now. Sheesh. But it does help, and I've also noticed that watching the light as I track seems to really help keep that tempo solid. I cannot say that, I mean, like, I don't pretend that I'm a real drummer. I'm just drumming for my record because I'm the only guy here to do it. Drumming for my demos, but I will say that it seems like being able to have a visual, you know, tempo cue helps me stay locked down. And so I just kind of get a visual reference by looking down at the blinking light right below the Zoom logo there. Okay, let's see if we can get this done. Okay, here we go. Record play. See how we do here. Little awkward right there. Let me just play this back. Okay, I just turned the guitar down a little bit. Felt like it was overshadowing the click. I'm going to undo that, hit the back arrow, and try another take. That was a good way to get started. As you can see, the part is really simple. It's more of a tempo feel and just execution deal as far as tempo and just vibe. Just needs to have a cool vibe and then just a solid, thick, connection with the groove. All right, so work is cut out. All right, now let's try to get that loose feel, that slightly behind the beat kind of thick groove that makes the song swing. Got off weird anyway, and I wanted to try that other way of doing that little riff but I think I like the da-da better. Alright, one more time. Here we go. That was a mistake right there. That felt awkward. Just felt like there was some weirdness going on. But you can see that this is totally doable. It's an easy part. It's just a matter of getting the groove, getting it executed. So I kept going with that take even though I had made a mistake. I just wanted to play it out a little bit. I think now I've got what it takes to get through one. Just got to visualize a finished take. All right, here we go. I don't know why I keep trying to do that other version of the riff. I like the easier one better. Less messy sounding. Make sure I nail that first thing. Okay, I just hit stop. I was letting the cymbals ring out. I think that's okay. Whew. I always get nervous when I do that. That wasn't a hard part, but I just start getting worried that I'm not going to make it through. So I'm going to save that one by hitting project. Just saved it. And I've probably told you guys before, guys and girls, whoever's watching, that guys, gals, men, women, everyone in every state of everything. I've mentioned before that sometimes I've recorded things and then hit stop on the recorder and the wheel starts spinning, like the little timer, like doesn't understand what's going on, it's trying to save or whatever, can't do anything. And the only way to get out of it was to unplug and pull the batteries and like reboot, like hard reboot. And so and then somebody noticed I was running an old firmware, 1.10 instead of 1.13. And so I updated that, and finally that took a minute to make that work, and then I finally got that. There's a video about that if anybody needs to do that. And it's never done it again, but it scared me enough now that I either power down or just hit the project button if I have a take I like. Now, I'm going to listen to this back, and if it sucks, I'm going to do another take. If not, I'll make a video about the playback, and we'll clean up the tracks and everything and get it ready to go, because tomorrow, unless it's raining, and it could be raining tomorrow, I remember reading the news, and I don't like to drive too much on Saturday night. It's like amateur night, you know. Everyone, I don't blame them, have a hard week of work, and so Saturday night is like, you know, party time. Crazy driving, getting here, and a lot of times there's action around here too. People doing things. Damn you people, should just stay home and let me have the whole night to myself. Just kidding. But you know, when you're trying to do all this crazy stuff, you have to sort of fit it in around everyone else. Okay, so nothing extraordinary drumming wise by any means, but I dig the groove, and I dig the fact that it had like this, I don't know, there was nothing else to put in it. I'm not a great drummer or anything, but I can think of things to do melodically. Probably not as many as a great drummer would, because you just don't have as many tools in your thing or whatever, but that laid back part seemed to fit. So that's what it's all about, making it fit for the song. Alright, so next time, hopefully this is usable. Next time, thank you for watching. Thanks for all the support out there too. It's hard to, you know, sometimes do this, keep going, making music to like almost no one. Not that I've never needed like tons of fans or feedback or anything like that, because to me it's like, it's a personal thing, and the fact that anybody's ever cared about any of it is blown my mind, and that I've ever had any sort of brush with, you know, success is already, you know, staggering to me after just stumbling into songwriting and all that. But it's really neat having feedback and people supporting, you know, just watching this, you know, other people trying to do the same thing, and all of us are in the same boat trying to make stuff, cool things happen in their lives, and have creative outlets and positive things to be doing, so you're not just feeling negative, you know. So it doesn't matter if anybody likes your music or not, or if it's cool enough, or if it's good enough, or if it's whatever enough. It's something that's satisfying for the, you know, it's a human endeavor that I find satisfying, no matter, you know, if anybody ever cares again. I had people care at one time, I know what that feels like, and it kind of leaves you in a weird state where you think that people are always going to care, they should care, and since you had some success or people notice you, at some point you think, well, why aren't they noticing me now? And that is just the way it is, friends. You have to get over that quickly, and you have to be the kind of person who is out there to do things for yourself, and because it fulfills you, you know, like any kind of pursuit, not because you're waiting for some kind of outcome. Outcomes are nice, and those kinds of encouragements keep you going, but you can't be waiting for it. You got to do the music because you have to do it. You don't wait for any other result except for a musical result. All right, next time.